Good morning, gentlemen, my friends of grade 9 or ninth graders. Today we'll go on with our tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. We're still going with Act 5, Act 1, Scene 5. Last time we stopped at the part when Tybalt was angry about Romeo, because Romeo attended the party without any permission or without any invitation. And whenever he heard this voice talking about the beauty of Juliet, as we discussed before, he became raging and furious. And he identified his voice as a Montague. He asked to get his sword, and the sword is the indication of kill. And he said to strike him dead. So this was Tybalt's intention. However, when his uncle Capulet heard him, he investigated what's going on, and he told him that a Montague is attending the party without any invitation. His uncle was angry about Tybalt, not about Romeo, and asked him to stop. He asked him, "Contempt thee, gentle coz. Let him alone." He asked him to release or to feel at ease and leave Romeo alone. And he described him as virtuous and well-governed youth. He says, "And to say truth, Veronas brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth." So here Capulet has a good point of view concerning Romeo. And that's why he asked his nephew or his kinsman Tybalt to stop annoying the man or even causing any damage or even causing inconvenience to the other guests. He told him, "He shall be endured. We'll accept him in the party." What? Goodman boy, as a kind of talking to one of your relatives, a man that is inferior than you in rank. I say he shall. Go to, and go to here give the meaning of enough. Stop it, that is enough. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. So again, he reminds Tybalt that Capulet is the owner and is the host of the house. He asked him to stop. Tybalt is not happy and repeats, "Why, uncle? 'Tis a shame." So, "'tis a shame that a Montague comes to our party, have our drinks and maybe dances with our ladies, a kind of concern, a scorn to us, a kind of insult to us." However, again, Capulet insisted that the man will stay at the party and there is no harm out of this. Of course, Tybalt shows unhappiness. Tybalt is not happy because of this. And he again, let's say, creates a hidden intention, a hidden will. He has bad intentions for Romeo. If you consider these highlighted two lines, talking to his uncle, of course, "I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall." So here, he intended to do something wrong to Romeo later. He's not happy about this. He intends to do something harm. And this is a kind of foreshadowing for what will happen later. What will happen later? What will happen? What will happen? I think here Tybalt is going to kill. Is going to have kind of fight, a kind of fray against Romeo. This gives us intention of what will happen. So the question could be, what is foreshadowed by Tybalt's reaction to his uncle's command to leave Romeo alone? Yes, we can foreshadow that this man intends to do something harmful to Romeo later. Side details in support? Okay, already the details are already highlighted here and selected. "I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to a bitter gall." Okay, when we move to the other part, we'll find that Romeo had a dance with Juliet, and he even raised her hand When he touched her hand for dance, he thought that her hand so soft and tender. And even he compared his hand to her, considering that his hand is rude and not good. I want you to notice here something, that he's dancing with her, but he doesn't know what's behind. He doesn't know that this woman received a marriage proposal from Paris. Also, he does not know even who she is. That's why he asked the nurse. He called the nurse and asked her here, who is that lady? Who is that lady? Talking about the mother, because the mother called for her to come. Who is that lady? The nurse answered. She said, what is her mother? Mary Bachelor. She's astonished. She's surprised that he's at the party and doesn't know the landlady. Her mother is the lady of the house, and the good lady, and the wise and virtuous. Talking about Lady Capulet. I nursed her daughter, referring to Juliet. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks. You know, she is the only child of the lady, and she's rich, and the man who will be the spouse or the husband of this girl will be rich and will enjoy all the riches of the family. Then a sudden surprise, a kind of thunder striking happens to Romeo. Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is in my foe's debt. Here we can read and understand the reaction of Romeo, the girl whom he has just finished dancing with and maybe fell in love with and also danced with her, admired her, liked her, is a Capulet. And do you know what's a Capulet mean for him? A foe, the family, who are in quarrel with them, the enemy. So now he fell in love with one of his enemy's daughters. This is the situation now. But we don't know what will happen in the future. We just mentioned before that this man was in love with Rosaline. His love was sad. He was not happy with. Now, when we analyze the character of Romeo, we find that simply he stopped that love, the sad one, and started a new one. But the new one is carrying something that is no good for him, something that is not happy for him, which is the girl that he fell in love belongs to the family who they are quarreling with, the family who are their enemy. Does this give us an idea of what will happen in the future? Yes. Simply it can give us that this man is not going to enjoy the love. He's not going to feel safe because of the trouble. His love wouldn't go in a smooth route, on a smooth course, because of the hardships and the difficulties that takes place between the two families already there. If we go to consider some questions and answers about this part in order to fix the ideas in our minds. We'll move here to scene 5. Scene 5. We discussed most of the questions, but we say them together. Explain what has happened to Romeo in this part. Romeo has fallen in love with the woman he sees. The woman is here, Juliet. Identify the hyperbole in his speech. What effect does it have on audience's realization of his feelings? Romeo said that she teaches the torches to burn bright. This exaggeration shows how intense his feelings are. Question 3. How does he use similes to convey his beauty? He said that she stands out against the cheek of the night. This means she's so beautiful, like a rich jewel in the Ethiop's ear. He said that she is a dove amongst black crows. This expresses his admiration. Identify tables and explain his reaction when he hears Romeo's voice. What does he want to do? Identify Table. Table is Juliet's cousin, and thus a Capulet. He is furious that a Montague would crash the party. He may also be suspicious of Romeo's motives. He wants to kill Romeo. We move on. How does Lord Capulet react to Romeo's presence at the pool, and why? Surprisingly, Lord Capulet is content to have Romeo stay. He doesn't expect that Romeo will cause any trouble. He also does not want Table to be responsible for harm coming to Romeo on Capulet's own property. After the prince's warning to avoid conflict with the Montague. In lines 80 to 91 to 90, we already discussed this question. The foreshadowing of Table's reaction. Table is very angry that his uncle has forbidden him to harm Romeo. He says, I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall. These lines indicate that he will do as his uncle says for the moment, but wait for a later opportunity to hurt Romeo. They foreshadow that there will be problems between the two in the future. Two more questions. Explain to what Romeo compares to Juliet in lines 90 to 101. He compares her first to the holy shrine of a saint and to the saint himself. And then explain what idea about their relation that this metaphor conveying. They idealize each other. It shows the intensity of their instant devotion. Both of them fell in love together. So we'll stop here and complete later. See you.